Hey, I'm Sammy Hudson, bass player for Scott Stapp, here in Chicago today. I'm going to check out some of the gear that I bring out on tour with us. So this is my 4-string Fender P Bass. It's got a lot of love, man. So I've been rolling with this as my main rig for probably the last 15 years or so. It's real solid. Just I'm pretty simple when it comes to live performance. Plug and play is always best for me. I've just put these in a few months ago. They are Butler Emgs. They are passive pickups, but they carry a lot of punch, man. I've got my other basses have active pickups, but this one definitely just kind of has the low end. It's got a really thumping sound to it. So this is a little modification I put on just because I play mostly with my fingers, and without the got the P pickups and without the J, I don't have a place to rest my thumb. So I had that installed just to make it a little more user-friendly for me. So yeah, these are the Adelitas that I have on, and this set, you know, as a bass player, you don't have to swap out your strings nearly as often as guitar players. And these have, gosh, we've been rolling with these for at least, you know, 15, 20 shows, and they're still snappy and bright, and they feel good and they sound great. So I'm really happy with this particular brand of strings. For this bass, you know, it's real simple. Again, you know, it's just, this is my tone, volume. I just run it all wide open, so it's basically, because there's no blending any of the pickups, because it's just the one set. So it's pretty simple, you know, just kind of dial it in, and I'm good to go. So back up that bass, I've got a little 4-string. I've had this longer than any of my other basses. It's an old PV. I got this bass back in the early 90s, like 90, 91, because it is a solid piece of koa, and koa you cannot harvest any longer. The tone of this bass is phenomenal. I actually don't tour with it very often, but I did bring it out on this run for a couple different songs that I really like the tone I get. These are active passive Bartolinis that I had installed. They didn't come with the bass, but you pull the knob up, you're on passive, down, it's active. This is my pickup selector. I do run that one in between the two. And again, this has got the PJ configuration. So you can see here, that's where my fingers kind of rest on those spots. I love this. It's a stackable tone knob. So my low is the bottom one, the highs up here. And again, for live, I like to just keep it wide open and adjust my tone either with my a foot pedal I have or on the amp itself. So this backs up the P bass. These are actually a darker sounding string though, because this one I like to get the bright and the crisp and have it cut and growl. This one I like to keep it kind of frappy and mid-range sounding, you know, just has a little different sound to it. So then I have a 5-string. A lot of the songs off of Scott's newest record, Proof of Life, it was done with a 5-string, so you can get the low B, and PRS was cool enough to hook us up, and they sent this one out, and I love it. It's my first time, you know, getting real familiar with the 5-string, but yeah, it's great. And again, these are their standard pickups that come with it. They do have the coil tap switches that they installed for me, so that single, double coil. And again, you've got 3 different tone knobs. You got separate volume knobs for each pickup, but I like to run everything. Here I run everything kind of just straight up and down at about 50%, and then volume's wide open on both pickups. And this bass has got a monster sound to it. And this one I definitely, for the really heavy songs, you know, digging in with a pick, this is the bass for that, for sure. This bass, the P bass, it's like I said, it's primarily for all the Creed songs that we play. And when I'm using a pick on several of the Creed songs, Arms Wide Open, Bullets, it just has kind of a grindier tone to it, you know, so definitely pick songs, some of the finger songs, but this is all the Creed stuff. This one I use for several of the Creed songs, where the tone on the record is a little darker. There's not as much attack, but there's still a lot of clarity in the notes as well. Definitely this is my fingering bass. I don't pick it. The strings, they're not bright. you know, but it does have a nice mid-range kind of growl to it itself. And then again, the 5-string, all the Proof of Life stuff. It was done on a 5-string with a real big rock sounding bass, and this gets the tone I need for it. So as far as pedals, I'm not running any effects. This is my wireless unit. This is my tuner, so I could just, you know, make sure I'm staying in tune as needed. And this is actually, this helps when I'm playing with a pick. I don't engage it. When I go to fingers, I engage it so that it kind of just, it brings a little more clarity into it, a little more brightness, and it also helps elevate the tone. So it kind of, with the pick, you're naturally just kind of driving it harder and it's going to be louder. This allows me to kind of maintain similar levels. And what I will do, the wood bass is a little, when I'm fingering that bass, it definitely is not as powerful as far as the output of the pickups. So I just come down and I just boost that up a little bit, you know. So it's all real simple. I think when it comes to live, again, I like to keep it as pure as I possibly can. Then over here, I have, this is the Mesas Strategy 888. I just hooked up with these guys probably about 6 months ago, and I'm extremely pleased with the setup that I have. I've played other amps for extended periods of time, which I've enjoyed. These guys are American made, they're solid, and they're completely, their customer service is unbelievable. I had an issue with some power at a venue we played that I created a problem with one of the other amps that I was carrying, and they shipped this one out next day. And you know, when you get service like that, it's great. And I do like that it is an American amp, so it's important. Well, thanks for checking out my rig today, and keep an eye on where the band's at, scottstapp.com, and hope to see you at a show soon.